What's up guys, Fico here once again with another Elgato Game Capture HD video for you guys. Now, I've gone through everything that this baby includes, all the cables, everything here. Now, before we get started, oh, by the way, the previous video, if you haven't seen it, it's basically just like a little software overview of the Game Capture HD. I didn't mention that you basically go to gamecapture.com, or you just do a search on the actual Elgato Game Capture HD. It'll basically take you to the website. You can actually download the software for free. I might have mentioned it in the some of the earlier videos, but might have overseen it, may not have mentioned it in the previous video, so for that I apologize. Now, what is it now? You have the hardware, you have the software installed, so I think now it's time to show you guys how everything is set up. I've already sort of kind of gone over it a little bit when I was discussing the Elgato Game Capture HD, when I was showing it to you guys, showing you the ports, but now I think it's time that I show you guys how I have everything set up. And rather than me just showing you a whole mess of things, I'd rather just show you everything, how it's mounted. So I'm gonna show you guys how everything is connected on the basic setup, which is basically going to be the Xbox 360, the PlayStation 3, both connected to the Elgato Game Capture HD, both at the same time, and then that a connection is to the computer made. And soon after I show you guys, I'm going to teach you guys how to get your very first game capture. So follow me. Let's go! Okay guys, I hope you hope you appreciate everything that I've done. I basically dismounted my whole setup here, so let me show you guys everything. First off, the Elgato Game Capture HD. I've already shown you guys. Pretty cute. An Xbox 360, preferably an Elite, something with the HDMI, and of course the PlayStation 3. Now, I am aware that you can plug in different ones, but we're not going to plug this here. We're not going to use an HDMI. We're going to use the AV multi-out cable that includes in the setup here with the cables here. Now, these are the cables that are included in the Elgato Game Capture package. A nice amount of cables here, and of course this is my HDMI. This was not included in the package. So let's assume that everything is already connected. This is it's on its power port, this is on its power. Let's pretend that everything is connected. So here's what we're gonna do. This is the basic setup to make sure both of these can work with the Elgato Game Capture. So what we're going to do is, first thing, we're going to take this big HDMI. One end is going to go to an HDMI port on the TV. The other end is going to go to this. It's going to be the HDMI out. So plug this in here first, and this will basically, this goes under the TV, and this goes into the HDMI out. This will basically make these two allow you to play on your TV. Now, we'll set this one on the side. Now, make sure the game capture is visible. By the way, the game capture does not light up when it's on. It does not run in its own power. That's where the next thing is going to happen. Now, the cable what we got now here is this is the HDMI cable that comes with the Elgato game capture. Now, this cable goes on the HDMI in of the Elgato game capture. So we'll plug this baby in. See, it says HDMI in, and the other end goes on your Xbox. There, connection done. Now we go to the PlayStation 3. Now, PlayStation 3 cable, this one over here. This, in case you notice, this one looks much more different. And what you're going to do next is you are going to take this end, the S-video port, or serial, whatever you want to call it. You're going to put it in the AV in, kind of self-explanatory, but there you go. There you go. Now, this goes into the AV in port of your PS3. Now, I learned, see, right here. I learned that if you still have an HDMI connection onto your PS3, it will ask you once you boot it up that it's detected it. So a pro tip, if you're going to use this, then take the HDMI connection out. You can still play with this without having to have the software booted. So, and we are almost done. We've got the PlayStation cable connected to the PlayStation. We got the HDMI connected to the Xbox, and we have the HDMI that we provide, which are very cheap. In fact, you can go to Amazon and go to Amazon Basics, pretty cheap HDMI cables, and you plug this onto your TV. Now, there's only one cable missing, and that is the one that's going to connect to your computer. And this is what it is one of these USB. And what you're going to do is you're going to plug this end, the small end, to the port that says USB. You have to fidget a little bit. Cool. All physical connections are done, and there goes there goes the Elgato box. And this goes into your computer. So let's go over it again. TV, computer, PS3, Xbox. Simple. And what should happen is you can use both of the devices at the same time, and then from the software you could swap between the two, and I'm going to show you guys in a moment. But now what we have next is I'm going to show you guys what needs to be done so that this baby and this baby can both work with the game capture. So basically, console settings. Okay guys, I'm going to go ahead and show you basically the settings now. Here with the Xbox 360, I really didn't even have to do anything. There was a connection between the HDMI to the TV, and I guess the only thing I needed to do was swap the cable that was from the TV directly into the game capture HD, and then take the the HDMI that was brought in with the package, and I put it on the Xbox. But in terms of settings, really just make sure that console settings, display, make sure that's your settings. Everything is set to 1080p, widescreen, and that's it. Pretty much it. That's it, really. Now for the PlayStation 3, that's a whole different story. Okay, now here with the PlayStation 3. Now, an interesting thing is that you really do need to turn off your Xbox console in order to use the PlayStation 3. You probably better off, if you want to just play and not record, I think you're better off just not turning both consoles on. But if you want to capture one and then the other, here's what you do. You go to the display settings, you go to the video output settings, and then you make sure that, I'll show you, make sure that component and D terminal is selected, not HDMI. And then you also make sure that your top resolutions are selected. Then you save them. Already saved, so it won't flash. Now, if you got it on HDMI, on another HDMI already before you hooked, just put it on the one that you already have set for the Xbox. So if you have HDMI, like say 3 on your PlayStation 3 and your Xbox, you're on HDMI 2 on your TV, go back to HDMI 2, and then what you do here is you go to Setup Audio Options, and then you make sure the audio input connector SCART or AV multi is selected, and that's it. There is pretty much nothing else you need to do. Everything is set up and everything should work out just fine after that. Alright, and with that concludes the entire physical setup. Now, we've pretty much gone over everything, so I think what we're going to do on the next video is show you guys how to get a game capture started. And because this one is more important, I'm going to get you guys to show you guys also how the flashback recording function also is working, and also how to set up where you want your files to be saved. So basically just going over more of the software the next time. This video was just entirely to get everything hooked up and set up, so don't want to get a whole massive video done all the way through. But anyway, guys, the next video is going to be game capturing, and also thinking about doing the next video side-by-side comparison with what you have to do to get everything working off of the HD PVR, and also show you guys the software I got included with it. Now, I said before, the one that I used is the HD PVR 1, not the HD PVR 2, but as far as I've heard, the software for the HD PVR 2 is not better either. So anyway, guys, this is the end of the video, so hope you guys like it, and if you got any questions, ask, and if you like what you see, if you want to see more, click that subscribe button down below. Helps. So take care, guys. Peace out. Now, next video is where the fun begins. The fun!